Hey everyone, so today I'm going to try out part of my posting process for Instagram using Python. The main outcome I want from this script is for any photos that I'm editing and then exporting to be automatically renamed and pushed to a folder on my Google Drive. Now this process probably only takes 10 or so seconds, but I've been posting to Instagram every day for the last 80 days as part of the 100 Days of Code challenge. So I've probably already wasted about 15 minutes on this one task. So yeah, now I'm going to spend probably 5 times longer than that trying to make a script do it instead. If we just hop over onto my screen first and I'll quickly show you my current process. Now that you can actually see my screen, we're going to navigate to Lightroom, which is where I actually edit all of my photos. When I'm finished with an edit, I just right click and choose Export with Previous because I'm a little bit lazy. You can see here, day 10-2. So my next step is to rename this. From here, I'll open Google Chrome and actually navigate to my Google Drive. So I'll have to drag and drop the image I just exported into this folder. I think my first step should be to actually try interact with the Google Drive API in some way. So let's start with that. So we have progress. We have managed to actually push a file to Google Drive. So I'm happy with that. The only problem is during this process, I had to run it a few times because I had a few syntax errors. And each time I had to re-authenticate with Google Drive. I was just looking into how to actually stop having to re-authenticate every time using the PyDrive library. And there's something here that looks promising. So I'm going to try to implement that and see if it will work. We now have it so that we only have to authenticate once. It's now storing the credentials as a text file and checking every time we run the script that if the credentials are working, use them. If not, then we will have to authenticate again, but hopefully that solves our problem for now. I guess the next step is to actually upload a file from my local directory instead of just creating a file on the fly and trying to push that. So we had an issue there. I obviously don't remember how to insert a variable into a string with Python. So I'm going to need to change that and we'll run it again. Okay, so that's good progress. I just ran the script and was able to actually choose a photo from my local folder and it's now on my Google Drive. So it's exactly what we want. The naming needs to be changed. Obviously the variable was referenced wrong. So I think all that's left to do in this step is to actually pull the most recent photo instead of me telling it what image to get. And then we can move on to the next step. Okay, so I think it's finished. I cleaned up some of the code from before, just put it in functions. And now I have a listener on the folder where the images are exported to. That will query that folder every 10 seconds to see if there's anything new. And it will also look through all the names in that list and compare the numbers and automatically rename the newest photo to be the highest number. So if I hop over to Lightroom and we'll export a photo again. So by default, this will be named day 10-2, but we're hoping that it will go check all of the folders in this directory with the highest being day 83, and it will hopefully rename this to day 84. So it has renamed that file to now day 84. So all that's left is to make sure it also pushed it to Google Drive, which it did. It's showing up in my list. I think that went pretty well. The code works exactly how I want it to, and it's going to save me a little bit of time in the future. If you're interested in the code, I can put it on my GitHub. Just let me know down in the comments below. And thank you for watching.